Welcome to Mecca from Japan. My name is Musashi, and I'm joined here as usual with my guest host.
Hi.
Guest host, your permanent host.
Yeah, you're on Common Con.
I'm usually having we have a lot of guests lately.
Yep.
Common Con is the other podcast that Anastasia has appeared on as well. Good evening, young lady. We're doing this in the Gun for Japan store in Tampa, Florida. We both work at. That's why behind you is Gachapon machines, and behind me are Gundams.
Lots of them.
Tonight's episode is about the greatest Gundam ever made, according to the internet. According to the internet.
All right.
But we're here tonight to get pretty much your opinion only on the 78-2 2.0, and I say your opinion only because you just finished building it. Yeah,
like 10 minutes ago. I think legitimately.
It's hot off the presses off your fingers, your building fingers.
Yeah, I chipped a nail. It's so great.
Are you already excusing when you show your fingernails off?
Oh no, it's always rough. There's no excusing here.
Well, not only is it that you legitimately freshly built it, it has taken the internet by storm.
Yeah.
We have sold a bazillion copies because we were lucky enough to get a lot of copies in to satisfy our customers. So it's been really good for the business and excitement level. It was a little delayed, but more to the point is that you just built it, but I haven't. I'm building Kamen Rider kits right now.
You're on a whole different level of things at the moment.
It'll sort of rightfully be a lot of Anastasia this evening because it is about your reaction to the 78-2 78-2 build. But I don't know what podcast we're on. We've been doing. You were on Common Con's podcast with me. I'm not even sure, was that the Gav reaction you were on?
Yeah, it was Gav.
And then since Jeff Selby's been on, you can I'll put it up top here for his Henshin. We had a 2-hour board game. We've been doing a lot at Common Con. It wasn't that the Mecca for Japan with you. It was that we were so busy with actual day-to-day operation of the store, including getting ready for the 78-2 to arrive.
It's been crazy.
You can go to Gundam from Japan on Instagram, and you can go to, we have a Mecca from Japan Instagram as well, but at Gundam from Japan, we took a picture of you standing in front of the pyramid pile of these things. So 80 copies of the real grade 78-2 came in. So 78-2 2.0, Anastasia, you just finished it. What are you wanting to show us first? What are you going to spring on us here?
I'm going to show you the OG real grade, the 1.0, I guess at this point.
Yeah, I guess it's 1.0. They have to remake the old box, I guess.
Yeah, it was the first real grade ever made, and it's this little guy. Let's see if I can get him up to the thing. It's actually farther away than usual. See? It's just. It's the granddaddy, and it's only it's cool until you see the new thing. And for reference, this has stickers. The next one will not have stickers.
Why?
I didn't have time.
Oh, I just haven't put them on yet.
I just haven't put them on yet.
So, well, let's talk about that briefly about the real grades, the history of real grades, and what this is. Most new lines when they come out, it's the granddaddy.
It's the granddaddy.
It's 78-2. Not always, but many of them.
Yeah.
The RE100, the first one was a Nightingale. The full mechanics, the new full mechanics was not a 78-2.
No.
I think the mega size one was a 78-2. I think was the first one. Anyway, many lines. The granddaddy is the first one, right?
Yeah.
Which one is that? The old one or the new one?
This is the old one.
Okay, but say, well, I can't believe you're putting the brand new one on that ledge.
No, this thing has been launched quite a few times. I'm not worried about it.
Well, so we have that one because we just got it a couple days ago. We're acting like we're salty dogs with the 2.0. It's been in here for 2 days. The 1.0 came out. I forget the exact year, but let's say real grades came out 13, 15 years ago. It was for one of their anniversaries.
Yeah.
And we have a picture. I almost would have brought it down. We have a picture of me standing next to the original 1-to-1 scale 78-2 in Odaiba.
Yeah.
This is the original one, not the walking one, not the unicorn, the original granddaddy. And I was there a couple of times, took a picture of it. We have a picture of me standing next to it. The reason I'm bringing it up is that thing came out at the time that the real grade line was being launched. The very original 1-to-1 scale. So it's stickers are on the 1-to-1 scale. It's iconography. It's all the little things on it are exactly the sticker sheet from the real grade. And that's because they were celebrating the release. Now, it may be coincidental. They didn't make the 1-to-1 scale. I don't know what the origin of that, the idea, but I'm sure the timeline didn't. It just happened to match up that the real grade line was coming out.
Yeah.
So they were called real grades because they're 1/44 scale. The Gundams are anyway. And they're mainly known for their color separation. So lots of colors that, say, a high grade wouldn't come with color separation. But also primarily, the real benefit to a real grade was you get an incredible sticker sheet that makes it look real.
Yeah.
And those stickers are replicated, and that look of the real grade, or sorry, the 78-2 in this case, looking so mechanically military real, was it has all these things that say caution, hot, pilot, enter here, and all this stuff. And it is on the 1-to-1 scale. And so while you're saying you didn't do the stickers for the 2.0, you saw the sticker sheet?
Yeah, I have it with me.
Okay, I'll let you talk about that. I want to just do a little bit of a background before you start launching into how this all went for you.
Yeah.
The 1.0 was the first real grade. It was the first 1/44 scale with an inner frame.
Yeah.
It was the first kit we ever saw that was that articulate and that oh my goodness. So this is a lot of years removed. But even today, looking at your 78-2 1.0, we use it to teach grade and scale in here to show how much better that thing looks.
Yeah.
Than a high grade. So now you could take it, you got the history of real grades.
Yep. And now that we've had the history of real grades, we have the newest, which is, as we said, the 2.0, and it's 2024. Probably real grades was released 2014 around then. I don't remember, though.
It's been 10 years, for sure. Because the store's been open 10 years, and they already existed. We already had, I don't know, a good number of them.
Yeah.
I forget the exact year, but let's call it minimum 12 years difference.
Okay.
Minimum.
Okay. I can go with that. Well, here is the real grade 2.0, if I can actually reach.
Now, you've panel lined it, but you haven't put the stickers on it, right?
Yeah.
It wants to focus on your pretty red hair is the problem. There we go.
All right. And I feel like it looks more detailed without the stickers in preference to the other one. It's hard to hold. I mean, look at the gotcha episode. You saw how much I was struggling? That was rough.
Yeah, the gotcha when you had 5 gotchas in your fingers.
All right.
That looks good. Okay, now let's try and just put your hand there. It's already zoomed in on it. Okay, we're good.
But it's not. Okay, I'm not.
All right, but wait, I don't know which. Well, I can tell which is which now. Unfortunately, had you not told me about the stickers, I can tell the 2.0 is on the right as I'm looking at it. Which is your left, but on the right is a 2.0. All right, so let me just take a look at it myself, and then you can tell me how the build went.
All right.
The stickers, the panel lining is. You panel line both, right, with ink?
Yeah, both are panel lined with ink.
All right. I mean, it definitely looks. Maybe there's more panel lines. Anyway, so give us your. You've now built both. It's been. How long ago did you build the 1.0?
I built the 1.0 before we moved to the store. So actually, as we were moving the store.
Oh, so recent then.
Yeah.
Within a year.
Within the year.
Okay. All right. So.
And people always complain about the shoulders. I don't see why they complain about the shoulders. That's where I joke about saying skill issue.
Well, no. Wait a minute. I had issues with the shoulders.
Skill issue.
You can't throw me under the bus.
So much for the greatest builder in the world.
I am the greatest builder in the world. Those shoulders are wonky.
I don't know about that.
No, right. So we get that all the time. People say the XYZ is wrong with the kit, and I always ask them, well, what kind of nippers do you have?
Yeah.
How long have you been building? Do you know what you're doing? Now, obviously, some kits have, Zeta doesn't transform well.
No.
The shoulders are a known thing with the 1.0. It was the very first time they ever made anything. And then maybe more importantly, the best builder in the world had the same problem. I think the fact you didn't is a little fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know.
But okay, we'll start from a base level of you had no trouble with the 1.0 shoulders.
I had no trouble with this.
All right.
As it breaks. Anyway, moving on from my breaking little Gundam.
Which one are you breaking, 1 or
the
2?
1.0. So what I was trying to say before I broke my Gundam was just the articulation on this is, so this is 1.0, right? The test is always with the legs, right?
Usually, yeah.
Usually. And then we're gonna bring my other guy up here. There you go.
It's more of a bend.
Yeah, it's more of a bend. I will give credit to where credit's due. Our other boy is still pretty good, but there's just so much more detail in the leg.
Okay.
And that's still with stickers.
Well, let's talk about one of the major differences. In the last 2 years, real grades build like little master grades. They had a pre-twisting inner frame up until a couple of years ago, and they had to keep changing the pre-twisting inner frame in the real grades to accommodate the different mobile suits that were being made.
Yeah.
So the 2.0, because I haven't built it, you have it, builds like a little master grade, right?
Yeah, it builds like a little master grade. And one of the coolest things that I noticed in the build, at least, was the leg. Let's see if I can actually show you. The level of bend in the knee, that opens up.
Yeah, the front little pad in the front splits.
Yeah.
It used to not split, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Let me double check. No, it would break if I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the other one.
Well, I mean, you're picking out details that were different, which of course it's 12, 14 years of difference or whatever it is. And so, everyone and their cousin thinks the 2.0, including Bandai, has hyped this to it's just an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Now, you and I are Xeon fans.
Yeah.
So already you're probably slightly biased against it. Are you okay with the Granddaddy?
I'm okay with the Granddaddy. He's classic.
I'm okay with him too. All right. Well, that's so you're talking about the bend. I was initially talking about you don't have the stickers on it, but stickers will really make that thing look quote unquote more real grade. Now, a lot of builders are very interested in the articulation because it's a way to graphically see the engineering behind the scenes. Oh, there's the sticker sheet.
Here's the sticker sheet.
So we do have metallic stickers like you do in like the between the elbow joints and stuff.
Actually no, there's none. There's none between the elbow joints.
Really? Like in the AUG and the Titans has a thing in the
It's in this one
elbows?
too. So Granddaddy OG
Granddaddy had them.
has them. Mine died. That's the one trouble I did have with this kit is I gave up on those stickers because
So the new 2.0 doesn't have the little brassy things
No,
in
it doesn't have them at all. Let's see if I can get it.
Because it's so mechanical, they don't need it. You got to put your hand. You got to put your hand behind it. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Yep, there's nothing.
You can't. It's not focusing.
Oh my god. Anyway, the point being, they got rid of that. I guess it was exclusive to yours, the 1-to-1 scale, right?
Well, I have to look at the picture. I don't know if the 1-to-1 had that on there. I just said it had the exact stickers. Maybe the metallic ones might be different because when you put matte top coat on those metallic stickers, it'll curl it. So you always have to put them on at the very end.
Yeah.
And top coat before it, which is unusual. Normally you want the top coat to do that, but you had built both of these, built both of them relatively recently. Let's start with before you get into the weeds of the details of the build. This thing was, oh my lord, thank you Bandai for fixing all the problems.
The engineering was pretty cool. I had more trouble with this one than I did the old one, and that's just because there's more engineering. There's more things that go together there's just more pieces. And me personally, I struggled, and I don't usually ask people for help with my builds, but I asked Addison, who was building it with me, about 2 or 3 times for help, just because I couldn't fit it in properly. Like, there's a lot of gimmicks. I don't need to explain the gimmicks. But it kept popping off. And maybe that was the problem people had with shoulders, but I don't know.
Well, you are the second best builder in the world.
I'm the second best builder in the world,
so,
of course.
But my point more is that you build a lot of kits. This isn't like you're some new person to Gunpla at all. You build a ton of kits. So your opinion of it would be based in a lot of engineering that you've seen over a lot of kits over a lot of years. You might be new to the 78-2 1.0, but you're not new to real grades. How many real grades have you built? Ballpark.
6. I built the Zeta.
Okay, so not crazy numbers of them, but a couple pre-twisting interframes and now the non-pre-twisting interframe. But when you consider how much stuff you've built, if you're having difficulty building it, so for weird, you had no problem with the shoulders
I had no
that
problem
everybody
with my
did,
original.
and now you had problems with it. So I guess more to the point, Anastasia, is you're not me. You're not Mr. Oh my goodness, I go crazy when I go love things.
Yeah.
So I don't expect you to go volcanic with enthusiasm, but you look pretty muted in your admiration of this thing.
I think, okay, I haven't shown you the coolest thing though.
All right.
And I've been saving it, of course.
Well, but overall, you're not blown away like the Gunpla world, internet world is for this thing.
No, I think it's super cool and the engineering is super interesting. I mean, it just looks better than the old one, more detailed and cool.
Do you think it's cool that they redid it as opposed to giving us a turn A real grade?
I would like to turn A real grade.
Okay, well let's pick something that's not obviously. I want you to say yes.
From this, I'm hoping they do a real grade Zaku 2.0.
Okay, because it is, but the Zaku's are always so basic. But I'm with you.
Basic.
Just give me any other Xeon design. But we have an Unleashed 70-2 PG.
Yep.
We've got a 24-year-old Zaku PG.
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, it's the granddaddy. I'm not mad they made this. I think it's really cool.
I think it's amazing.
We only had it for 2 days. You built it an hour ago.
Yeah.
You had a little bit of trouble with it.
Yeah.
And you are not doing what I kind of expected, which is, this thing's amazing.
I might have I got to be honest. I think.
Well, no, I
it's
want you to be
cool.
honest, but it is interesting that you're pretty muted. So even though you're muted about your enthusiasm,
Yeah.
give us what is the coolest thing that.
All right, coolest thing. So this is where it gets a little funky and might take me a second. Actually, no, I'm just gonna rip open. So his back bends like, I'm gonna move out his arm. It bends back like this, and you can go pretty far up with him. See if I can get it. Yep. So look at his back. That's weird, right? Well, there's a latch on his back, and what's one thing that the Granddaddy has that the Zaku does not have?
Beam sabers?
No, well, besides the beam sabers. He's open.
Wait, what does it have? I'm
Why is he in half?
Oh, the core fighter,
The
of
core
course.
fighter.
What am I?
Yep.
Well, yeah. There's no eject button in the Zaku.
Nope.
You got to man up and die.
You gotta die.
You just gotta die. I totally forgot. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, the core fighter. So the core fighter is what is made the internet blow up in happiness.
Yeah.
Now I've seen. Addison showed me the trick. He showed me the it goes back together trick.
Yeah.
It folds up completely into a little box. Exactly the way it should in the anime if it was a true escape capsule.
Yeah.
It's also tiny.
It's tiny.
Now, it's no more tiny because it's to scale with the 1.0. The 1.0 had one,
Yeah.
but it was just sort of a separate little aeroplane.
It was just an
It didn't
aeroplane.
go up into its body. And more importantly, it didn't transform into this, looks like a cigarette pack when you get done with it.
Yeah. And then I'll get my little guy.
So what you're saying with the coolest part isn't just that it has a core fighter that folds in, but the fact that it goes and stays into body.
Yeah, there is no filler. Like the Perfect Grade, I believe, has filler. The 1.0 doesn't put it inside it, right?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was super cool. They started that with the narrative, I believe, right?
The narrative Verkad
Yeah.
did the same sort of weird thing, but this is 1/44 scale. They had to make this thing Rubik's Cube without parts forming because it
Yeah.
does it without you getting any of their parts.
Nope.
So which I knew this, but for people that are listening don't know, there's no parts forming, which means there's no. It just does it. It's a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. And it has little landing pads, but I do not have those right now.
Because like the stickers, we just didn't get to it before we did it.
Oh, well, it's the first thing. It's the second. This is the second thing you build in the kit.
Oh, okay.
I
We do head first.
No, it makes you build the body first.
Really?
think so.
Maybe to prepare for the core fighter.
I think so, yeah. But it was just super interesting, and I hadn't built a core fighter in some time because I don't build Fetty kits. And it's the best engineered one I've ever done. So I thought it was just really cool.
Is it because Fetty suck? Is that why you don't build them?
I just don't like the designs. How's that? Is that a good
I was
answer?
trying to lead you down the evil path.
Grr arg, I hate Fetties. Look how I rip it in half.
Well, we have been planning for some time on the podcast to there's a Dollar Tree a couple doors down from us. So we're going to go get a bunch of helium balloons and we're going to strap it onto a 78-2 and then ensconce it in firecrackers.
Yep.
And go get some permit to go to some airfield and throw this balloon thing up and somehow get a little camera on it. We're going to blow up a 78-2.
Yep.
We've been talking about having it run over by a steamroller and a monster truck, and we kept thinking of how we could, ramp up the destruction of the Granddaddy Gundam. But the real grade would be a good candidate for our first balloon firecracker destruction.
Yeah.
Because it is pretty light and fairly small, but yet, and also in this case, since you don't love the 78-2 2.0, obviously.
Somebody else can donate it.
No,
I do
but
like
I mean,
it.
You don't want to blow yours up? I was going with this. If you don't like it, we'll blow yours up.
I think it's super cool. Look how cool the posing is. Like I got my guy doing a little dance.
I see. So you didn't like it until I threatened to blow it up with firecrackers.
Would I have him pose like this if I didn't like him?
What pose is that?
I don't know. He's just funny. Look at him.
I don't think you're going to win our posing contest at the build-up.
I'm not.
He looks, I don't know, like he's shopping at Target and he's just confused where
Have you not seen my perfect grades up there? Have you not seen how they're posed?
I won't comment. I can't win this. I can't win.
They're waving at you.
So the core. Let's go back to details, young lady. What the core fighter is really cool. It's super bendy.
Yeah.
You're only a year between the 1.0 and the 2.0, so your memory's pretty fresh. The little back. Now, what was the point of the little back doing that weird thing? Because they could get the core fighter out of it.
Oh, it's for posing. It can go up super high like that.
Oh, it's a bendy thing.
Yeah, and his head can also do some weird stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. There you go. Is that better?
No.
Ah.
There, better. It's a little better.
All right.
It still wants to focus on your pretty face. That's a problem. The camera loves you and it doesn't love Gunpla.
It's so sad. I just want it to love the Gunpla. I can't even use my pillow as a backing.
Here, give it to me. I'll show you.
All right,
I'll show you the difference. See, the camera doesn't love me. Wait, no, it loves me at the moment. Watch how this works.
It loves you.
It loves me too, which means we can't show anybody what we're trying to show them. That's all right. I'm okay with we're both beautiful and the camera doesn't want to get off of us. But let's get back to the things you enjoyed. Tits and tidbits. So you said you had to get some help at a few points. What were the helping points Addison helped you with?
So Addison helped me with the little circles that are here. I'm not going to even try to focus on this. And the wrists. So, okay, the only thing I had issues with was the arms. And I got them both eventually by myself because I only got help with one, I swear. And you have to, here's the wrist. You have to fit the pieces into the wrist by jucking and jiving it. I wasn't down with that. I was not enjoying it.
Well, you said one of the two. Did you figure it out and then it was easier the second time?
Yeah, I did figure it out. It was fine.
I mean, Addison figured it out, showed you, and then you did the second one?
He didn't show me anything. I was just messing with it while he was working on his one.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to say you needed a lot of help.
I'm defensive.
I know, right? Phone a friend's fine. Yeah. You know the thing about being the best builder in the world? Mm-hmm. Is the great thing about being the best builder in the world is the very rare opportunities that I ask for help.
Yeah.
They're stupid happy to help me because they get to nonstop razz me about I thought you were the best builder in the world. And also makes them feel good that they get to do something that I don't know how to do.
I don't razz you about helping you.
I don't ask you to help me.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
I helped you with Kiva.
Oh, okay. The best builder in the world occasionally reaches out for help, and people like doing that. I think Addison probably really enjoyed helping the second best builder in the world. That's my take on it.
It's an honor, really.
It's an honor to help us. Play your cards right. You can help me build my Gundams. But Addison, you said he did help you with a couple of things. What was the other thing that you sort of phoned a friend for?
He helped me with the. And this is not a building thing. This is a posing thing. The ankle bracelet thingy.
Yeah.
It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to, so I shoved it off to him and was like, "Please make this work."
All right. Well, that's kind of the fun of building community too.
Yeah.
Isn't just that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Some people are better at others. I suck at posing.
Oh, it's
I just
not.
actively ask people, "Can you make this look cool for me?"
And then they make it really, really cool.
And then and sometimes it's so good. I'm like, "Thank goodness I asked you."
Yeah.
And there's a real skill of posing.
Yeah.
Your show. I know we think this camera won't focus on a 144 scale, but show the back of it. Your leg little thing is kind of that really shows you how we can do some stuff.
Oh, it can do let me see if I can.
Oh yeah. We're getting
yeah.
That's yoga pose.
You can do some weird stuff with this guy, and it's just crazy.
Do downward facing dog. Do you know yoga poses?
Yeah, I know yoga poses. Let me see if I can do
this.
Do
you? I didn't think you did yoga.
I don't do yoga. My parents do yoga.
Just everybody knows that sort of thing now.
Yeah.
I dated a girl once. She was super into yoga, and I knew nothing about yoga. She said, "Well, let me show you downward facing dog." And of course, suddenly I loved yoga. Other than the health benefit of yoga, let's see if we can't get the Gundam in downward facing dog.
I don't think it's possible.
Oh, I just saw a part fall down.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's not good.
That's the piece I hate.
Hey, it's still a real grade. I mean, real grade's still full of tiny little pieces.
I don't think I can do this.
That's not what the girl I knew did.
I know. I'm gonna do. So there's things in yoga where you have not handicap poses, but oh God, this is scary.
I'm based on that yoga pose. I'm starting to think the girl that I'm talking about, she lied. Maybe she didn't even know how to do yoga, because that's not what it looked like.
He's gonna sit with me now.
But all innuendo aside, this weird looks at the bendability of the leg, which as you showed us.
Yeah.
It clearly can do lots of bendy that the other one couldn't. I will say it is probably the most bendy thing they've made, wouldn't you think?
It's the most bendy thing
of any scale.
I was messing with it the entire time because it was so bendy. I mean, just look at the feet. The feet are bendy too.
Well, we were talking about getting him to help you pose it, and the best builder in the world doesn't mean I'm the best poser in the world.
Yeah.
I'm very not a poser. Get it? That was a wonderful joke, and you should laugh at my jokes more honestly. I'm sorry, I mean fake. You need a better fake laugh for my jokes.
I don't have a good fake laugh.
I know you don't fake anything, and I kind of constantly wish you tell me nice things, and right, that's our
Sorry.
joke. You're also giving us an honest appraisal of the 78-2. So I know when you say something nice to me, buddy, do you mean it?
Yep.
And when you say something either a little less complimentary or nice about a Gunpla, it's because, you're not going to shellac it for someone else's, benefit, including on a podcast. So, you had a little trouble building little parts of it. It wasn't foolproof. We always say in the store that, if an 8-year-old can build all this stuff, you having a little bit of trouble with it would make me think this is not a good first kit for somebody.
No, I don't think it is a good first kit for somebody.
Which is unusual, right?
I think it's a good second kit. It has just the wrist thing that I told you about earlier. I don't think a new builder would be intuitively oh, I have to do this. I understood it. I just couldn't do it well.
Well, let's just talk briefly about that wrist thing. Because it's unusual that you're having trouble to begin with. And sometimes they do something new that you just have to kind of learn what the new thing is, right? And then would you say now that you've figured out what the thing is that you have it figured out?
I mean, yeah, I understand it as a core thing.
There was a lot of talk on the internet about the Sotheby's waist motion, that the Sotheby Real Grade, that it was amazing what it could do. They built in extra articulation in the waist, but you had to do it a certain way, and if you didn't, which a lot of people weren't used to it, they were breaking the waist part.
Yeah.
They were turning it before they'd done the proper motion that allowed it to get its full range of motion. So they were expecting it to do what it was touted to do, but they hadn't moved it properly. And that went around for 6 months, warning, look out. Was the wrist... Could you break something if you didn't know what you were doing with it?
I don't think you could break something. There's a joint within the wrist. Talk about range of motion. There's literally a joint here to where the joint can move like this, or the wrist can. But 10 minutes ago, or I guess 20 now, didn't understand it. Gosh, I'm gonna use the perfect grade.
Okay.
We're using a perfect grade.
Yeah, that's easier. The 78-2 Real Grade just grew.
Yeah, it grew up. This little wrist part right here, let's see if I can, it's not worth it.
It's not even focusing on the PJ.
There we go.
There we go.
This wrist, you had to put this part, this little gray part, into slide it in.
Okay.
And you had to do that twice, plus it's not on this one, but there's a little gray piece here too, that you basically... also have to make sure it slides in, but it's the first thing you put in, so you have to put the side one in, plus put it inside the wrist thing.
Is this your Unleashed?
No, this isn't mine. This is Addison's.
Okay. But you built the Unleashed? Mm-mm. Oh, really? Okay.
It's the last one in my journey.
All right. I was just wondering if it did something similar and they were copying Unleashed tech and putting it in the Real Grade.
They look very similar.
I guess we'll find out. But so... what do you believe that the wrist thing was? We're focusing on this one thing that you clearly had to learn, which is a little unusual, right, for us in general, because normally they make it so slick and so smooth that an 8-year-old can build it, or 12 years old or whatever. But do you think that this wrist thing did create additional range of motion, or was it there just to keep us engaged so that us hardcore Gundam people can be, hey, look, something new?
It does. I just looked.
Helps articulation?
Vaguely. It opens it up a little bit. Basically.
I'm sorry. Anastasia, what do you just mean about look? It does. What do you mean? What do you mean? Look, it does. Does what?
I just found out because I just tested it. Oh, it focused kind of. So this is the wrist.
Yeah.
That's the range of motion. It just opens.
So it isn't a just thing to keep us occupied with something new. It does add to the articulation.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, right? They don't normally just add stuff to add stuff. They add stuff so that it can be more emotive, because that's where we're talking about us getting. I didn't kind of finish the thought on posing. Is the good posers that can do good posing in these, and this is true for action figures especially. I really admire a lot of Kamen Rider photography of action figures and the guys in Tokyo, and they make that thing look like it's real. And the reason that it looks real is because they're so good at posing to where somehow it looks like a real person. And then if you're good at it, you can almost give them some sort of emotional context, like they're either fighting or they're sad or but this thing is so bendy this thing really is bendy in many, many ways. I think really good posers could probably create a look of a thing. Now, I don't look at the internet too much on these feeds. I'm too busy in here. But do you think that might be one of the benefits to the articulation? As we say, they're kind of like action figures.
Yeah.
But that thing, just looking at it, my general impression of just watching you play with it, with its articulation is, I've seen good posing people do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing in future dioramas with maybe
nuts.
Maybe that level of tech with a Zaku, and then you put the two together, and now they look like they could really get in like weird fighting poses.
So to test the wrist motion, as we previously mentioned, I pose this with the wrist and pose this with the wrist. It's a fist versus an open hand, but here is the 1.0 with a fist. That's about as far as the hand can go, the wrist motion, right? It can't go any further. And then we got 2.0. It's facing towards the light now.
Yeah.
There we go. And it just goes way closer, and you can see the point where it kind of opens. And can you see it?
No, because it isn't focused on it, unfortunately. I get the idea of what you're saying. I mean, it's a 1/44 scale. We don't have the camera set up to have things be 3 inches from it. So, I mean, it might be more instructive if we could get it to, we could get a telestrator and do it.
Yeah.
I think you just describing it and showing ballpark what you're talking about is sufficient.
It can balance like this.
Oh, is that the 2.0?
Yeah, this is 2.0.
Will it stay there?
Well, it's not level, so.
If it falls, it'll be really good content for me.
That's not nice.
I know, right?
It's balancing.
I'm a Xeon fan, so I'm all for it falling.
Look how cool.
I'm trying to strap firecrackers onto your thing.
Yeah, you are. So I think the difference that you're really seeing now is the armor's actually peeking out for once.
Oh, you mean the inner frame?
Yeah, the inner frame is peeking out. So you can see all those little gray spots. That's all inner frame, no stickers or anything.
Okay.
So it's everywhere around the kit, too.
You're right. That's what it is. Is that it just the bendy parts have been able to open up to increase the articulation, but then it winds up giving you what it ought to give you, which is there is an inner frame in a real Gundam.
This is a mini PG.
Yeah.
So the pieces are so tiny.
Yeah.
It's just not. You really have to know what's up with it.
I'm almost certain, actually, we could just look at the box of the 1.0 and figure out when it came out. This isn't like, we could wiki it. But you know what? I know it came out with an anniversary. The Real Grades came out with, I think, the 30th anniversary. That would make sense because now we're at 45th anniversary, so it would be 15 years in difference.
Yeah.
So they like doing anniversaries with the Granddaddy, too. So they clearly plan out years in advance when they're going to have an anniversary and what kind of kits are going to be part of that. But think about that. That kit right now is the best, most detailed, amazing thing they've ever made. May not be the best build.
Yeah.
But its engineering is at the peak of everything they've done. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Which means it happened to come out right in time for their anniversary. It's like literally they're back there thinking, we're not going to unleash some of this tech until we get near that. I mean, is it just coincidental that the 45th anniversary came out?
I don't know. They've been releasing a lot of high grades recently that have been amazing.
They must have teams of people going, next anniversary is in 5 years. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And they must be thinking about it for some time, years. Mm-hmm. Oh, it almost dropped. But
that proves it's standing.
I'm back and I have several things to say.
Okay.
What did you say while I was gone?
Not much, honestly. Nothing of substance, if I'm being real with you.
Well, I'm sure it was all wonderful stuff about me, but I'll find out later when I watch the recording, young lady. Yep. All right, I have two things to say. Here's the first thing here's the 1.0, 2.0. Wait, we've still had one for sale on the. See, number one. Mm-hmm. I was right. It came out in 2010.
Oh, wow.
So we're 2024. This is basically 15 years later. The second thing, I have two other things to say.
You have two other things to say?
Clearly, I have a lot to say. Second thing I have to say is it's time for Sock Cam.
Oh,
yes, you thought I would forget, didn't you?
No.
Well, no, but you purposely wear cute socks. So let's see what I know. The crowd anxiously awaiting Sock Cam.
For sure.
They probably skipped through half that content to get to your socks. Let's see. What do you got today, young lady?
All right, I got. Where's the Sock Cam?
It's zoomed in a bit, so you'll have to look at the monitor.
All right, I got.
They're bows.
It's bows and presents, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but what does that say? It
18.
says 18.
You got these when you were 18 years old?
Yep. Let's see if I can do this. Oh,
what's
it's zoomed in.
What's on the bottom? Oh my God, I'm an adult now. Ah, nice. That's good. So you got them on your 18th birthday?
Yep.
Yeah, because you're 19 now.
Yeah, I can't. It's too zoomed in. I can't do it.
It's too zoomed in.
Don't mess with it. It's not worth it.
It's probably. Oh my God. It'd be funny if you fell off the chair.
I probably will.
I like that. That was a good sock cam.
Yeah. I was like, these don't apply anymore.
Wait a minute, but you turned 19 not very long ago. Do you have 19 socks?
No, I didn't get 19 socks.
Who gave you the 18 socks?
My mom.
Mom. Hope's mom listens to this podcast. Mom, you broke the tradition.
Sorry.
We need 19-year-old socks. Of course, I'm 58, so I'm going to need 59 socks.
Okay, when you're 60.
I got to wait a year and a half for a pair of socks from you?
Yeah.
But now I have a new birthday goal. It is to talk you into 59-year-old socks, not 60-year-old socks.
Good luck.
I can't wait a year and a half for some socks.
I don't know if those exist.
Well, 18 ones do.
Yeah, but it's a gimmick, you know. You're 18, you're an adult now.
I'm sorry. Let me repeat back a few wonderful things you've done for me, including you made me a custom Moo nano block that took you a great amount of effort.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be to contact a sock company and say you need a 59-year-old
That's
sock?
not special.
No?
No.
Because yours is already made?
It's socks. I love my socks, but Moo-Moo's more special than socks.
Speaking of socks, we've already been able to utilize your pillow from the very first episode we did. Jeff Selvey had you stand in for yourself with the pillow last Comic Con podcast. You still haven't watched it. Where is your pillow?
It's right here.
Oh, okay. You haven't shown the pillow all day. So there's your podcasting version of you.
I don't need the pillow.
All right, so I'm going to show you. The reason I had you look at the pillow quickly is we are going to show off the newly constructed. I'm going to hand it around the thing here. So
Wait. Here's a better question. Should this be in our next episode?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll tease it. Well, then they just don't show it. They just
all right.
We'll show another handcrafted item on the next episode, which is going to be about Kamen Rider stuff here on Mecha for Japan. It's going to be about the next episode we're about to film here shortly is about Bandai Kamen Rider kits that you've built and just your general impression of them. It isn't the Kamen Con. We'll go in depth about it. This would be a sort of kind of a short one about Kamen Rider.
I like it a thing.
We will show off another pair of socks for you because this is a Mecha from Japan thing. And also we'll show off the thing that we just teased there.
Yep.
A nice little new thing. All right, so young lady, give us the last, your last final review for your 2.0, 15 years later of engineering.
I like him. I'm going to have my Zaku's beating him up. Those are my closing remarks. Or you'll be able to see him at the store.
Okay. I guess what I meant to say is I think we're almost too close to it because we live in a Gundam store.
Yeah.
But I do think we've hit a moment in time here that's going to be pretty amazing that this is the new standard, which it probably is. What an amazing time to be into this hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Bandai.
Thank you, Bandai. Please.
All right, guys, thanks for joining. We'll see you shortly on the Kamen Rider Bandai brief review of how we feel about those kits on Mecha from Japan here.
Yep.
Thanks, Anastasia.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.